I don't know what the hell is happening. Look at this. It's up 100%. What's going on? Hey, welcome to Smart AF. I'm your host, Torie Mathis. We have got a great show for you today, so let's get started. Hey guys, welcome to the show. I'm Torie Mathis, your host. And this is Sean. Sean Mathis.
Hi.
Owner, founder, Miles Through Time Automotive Museum, joining us here today, as he does every single day. Maybe you should be the host.
No way.
Do it!
Can't do it.
All right, guys, you're stuck with me. It's me. So, crazy stuff going on this week. So, if you watched any of our other videos, we started buying stocks this past year. We've got like IRAs and like all that kind of stuff, but we've always had somebody else doing our financing. So we have decided that we were going to buy stocks this year. So last year we did. And so I joined a couple of newsletters and got some stock ideas on some things that we could buy. I've been reading up and I ended up buying, I've been buying some stuff here and there, and I ended up buying stock a few weeks ago that ended up being part of this whole entire GameStop thing.
Unintentionally.
Well, I'm not on Reddit. Like, I didn't do any of these things. I am like trying to find stuff that would be like unusual or that we could get in early or things that are tried and true that I could sit on forever, right? So I didn't buy a lot because I just figured, at least get in and kind of see what it does. I'm feeling things out. And so I was telling John earlier this week, I'm like, I don't know what the hell is happening. Look at this. It's up 100%. What's going on? And because it's not GameStop or stock. It's another one of the ones that was in there. And so like I looked at the news and everything, I'm like, nothing's going on. Like, did something come out like with the company? Like, no clue what was going on. So finally yesterday I saw one of the articles actually said like it's GameStop, it's AMC, it's BlackBerry, it's like a couple of different things. And I'm like, holy shit, that's what's going on. And I saw all kinds of people on Facebook going like, oh, I jumped right in and bought some and, jumping on what's going on. Did you see some people doing that at all?
Just the GameStop stuff.
Right. That's what most people were going in on. And, it's crazy to be like, in this like trend, in this like thing that happened like completely unintentionally. So I want to talk a little bit about jumping on trends because I see all these people that jumped in and tried to buy the stock. Some people were like using the program that got shut down. Like, look at our other video about that because some software has been getting shut down. But that's another story. Like, there were people that were like all for it, like jumping in head on. But you know what? Like, everybody can't jump in on a trend and win. Like, we won on this one and we just got lucky that we just happened to have already been in there. But I see so many business owners that see things taking off and all of a sudden they're like, woo, I'm jumping all in on freaking TikTok.
Well, even that stock that we have, like, I guarantee people bought in right there at the end of it going up, that all it did was go down afterwards, and that's kind of the risk you take.
Well, for any of these trends, you really, you gotta kind of see really what kind of volatility you're okay with. Like, are you willing to take this risk? Can you take the risk? Because with a lot of these things, like I talked about TikTok or Clubhouse or any of these things that come along, like, it might not be risking your money, like buying a shit ton of, GameStop stock. Why can't I say that?
GameStop stock.
All right. I would like everybody to say that 10 times fast. Ready, set, go. Because it's not easy. Maybe your risk isn't, you're like, well, I'm not risking my money by getting on, whatever this trendy new program is or buying into whatever it is, but maybe you're wasting your time. And if you're an entrepreneur, that needs to be your most valuable asset. Because you start to get on some of these things and either trying to figure them out for something that never pans out or just wasting time. Like, it's so easy to get into some of these trendy new programs that maybe you shouldn't be making the move over there. What do you think with some of these?
Yeah, it's hard because I'm not one to naturally go just jump on board on stuff like that. Even MySpace and Facebook, like, it took me forever to get, texting took me forever to get into, like, actually texting. And now I prefer it over phone calls. But it's one of those things that, it could be one of the greatest things that ever happened for your business, or it just is a major distraction that is never going to help your business, and it's just wasting your time. But you're not really going to know. Maybe the question is how much do you need to be on any of these at any given time? If you're on Facebook, is it working? Are you doing it right where it's working for your business? And if it is, then do you have the free time to then go try somewhere else? And not only try, but say it's almost as successful as where you are already, or it might be more like, can you transition? Can you manage both? Or are you going to be spread so thin that it's going to fall flat on both of them? I don't think a whole lot of people think about that kind of stuff, because you can easily get engulfed in all this stuff and do nothing.
I think some of it is like how we talked about, like the video about Facebook ads not working, like that Facebook ads suck, that Facebook doesn't work. What you might not realize is all the other things that are underlying when people are going on to some of these new accounts, how the back end of their business is working to actually make them money, that you don't see all this other stuff. So it's really easy to go like, oh, well, Joe goes on there every day and spends an hour doing blah, 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 and he's a billionaire. I'm going to do that too. Like, it might not work if you don't have everything set up that you need to in order for whatever this is to work out.
That's the other thing too, that like people compare themselves to others that are on whatever it is. So say it's something new, and somebody is on it, and they appear to be super successful, in advertising on it or whatever the case may be. Chances are that is not an individual doing that. That is a team of people that are making that what appears to be an individual look fantastic. And they have those resources because maybe they're also on Facebook or Instagram or something, and that team does it there. But that team didn't just appear out of thin air. Right. Like that individual worked to get to all of a sudden having a team of people be able to create all this content and make it look like they're this fantastic person that you then want to compare yourself to as an individual. You just can't do it.
Yes. We have a lot of clients that want a Facebook group, and they'll look at another group that's in the same realm of like the same business type. And they're like, why isn't my group that big? You can't like look at somebody else's group and just assume that like after a month your group is going to be that big. There's so many other things going on. Like maybe this person, like you could say, oh, well, their group is only a year old. Yes, but maybe they spent the last 10 years working one-on-one with people, and they invited all of those people. Maybe they invited all of those people into their group that they already knew, and maybe that's how those people got there. Maybe they spent a shit ton of money on Facebook ads, and it cost them $5 a person to get every single one of those thousands of, like, you don't know. Like, all these things could have possibly happened. You never know what they have done to get to that point. That just because you see the outside of something, like, don't expect those same results at all. What do you think?
Well, there's also the, Facebook specifically, that groups were not always around, so if they were an early adopter on getting onto Facebook and building their page of followers and getting everybody to follow that, and then when they transitioned over to adding a group, I mean, they immediately had an audience in it that then did boost it for them. Whereas, somebody that's like, oh, I'm going to get onto Facebook and not really do anything. Now these groups are the thing to do. So I'm going to start one of those. But I've only got 3 people in there, and it's my spouse and my mom. Like, you got to work a little bit harder than that. And you can't compare it to somebody else. Like, it's not possible.
Well, you even see people with their Instagram followers, people with followers on Facebook. Like, there's so much going on there that you can't really take a lot of value in that, because you don't know what really happened. That would be like every one of these dudes you see in front of a jet with their, this is my house, this is my jet, this is my Lamborghini. Like, maybe,
right?
Maybe not. Like,
well, some of these YouTube kids, like, some of them got onto YouTube immediately and started putting out horrible content, and there wasn't a whole lot of competition for them. And then all of a sudden, they got better at their content. There are more people that logged onto YouTube, and now all of a sudden, they've got millions of subscribers, and you want to be just like them, just now getting into it.
Right. They put in the time, they put in all that crap work. Our kids are on YouTube, and they want to build these channels, and they see these people, and they look at our channels and they're like, yeah, but so-and-so with the games has 2.5 million subscribers. What's wrong with you? Like, we're in the beginning stages, fool. We're still like chugging up on there. It's going to happen. Yeah. Subscribe to our channel.
For us, like, we didn't have the time. Well, we didn't make the time or make it a priority to get on to any of these platforms, really, to do something like this. We couldn't have done it 5 years ago and been one of the very first. It's just, even if we really, this is absolutely what we wanted to do 5 years ago, we were too busy doing other things.
Right. Yeah. Like, and even doing like these videos and podcasts and stuff like that. Yes, I know how to do them. And yes, I've done them so many times for clients, but it's like crazy to actually like sit down and do these things for yourself when you're so like any business owner, when you're so busy working with your clients, it's really hard to like do all this extra stuff. You have to look at like some of these people, like, maybe they're doing this on the side and their spouse has a job, and so they're 100% with this. Maybe these people don't have kids and you have 2, and that takes a lot of your time.
Makes a difference.
It makes a huge difference. Like, you can't look at what they have or look at where they're at and know what's going on. And it seems it's so easy to say that, but everybody does that and compares themselves and is like, why aren't I there yet? Everybody does it. Like, but we all really need to be realistic in these types of times and realize that you only have so much time. So you really have to use your time and your money the best way that you can. We want all of you guys to be smart, not waste your time and money. So when you see something that's new and trendy and fun, like, maybe dip your toe in and kind of check it out. But just because it looks easy doesn't mean that it's going to be. So really be careful about what you are giving your time to. And if you do decide to do one of these things, maybe you back off somewhere else. Like, you can't be everywhere. You can't talk to everybody. And I would say that most businesses, unless they have like a crazy marketing team, like, you don't need to be on more than 2 seriously, 2 different channels, because you're going to not do great trying to be everywhere. There is ways that you can repurpose the same content on multiple things, and we really try to do that for a lot of the stuff that we do, both for Miles Your Time and then for like our Smart AF type of stuff. And so that's a way that you can kind of get a little bit more leverage out of the things that you're doing. Why aren't you on TikTok, Sean Mathis?
I am.
You are.
Not me personally. Miles Your Time is.
Oh, you're so trendy. You're so cool.
I'm not a huge fan of it, actually.
Kids love it, man.
No,
they could sit there, like, I have to tell them they're not allowed to be on there because they'll just sit there and it's just after video after video, cute cats and dogs and people doing dances.
There's a couple videos I stuck on there, and it's just, I find it kind of lame, honestly.
But you know what? If your business is for like young teenagers and stuff, or maybe 20-something, like, maybe that's where you really need to be. And I think that that's something that people may not look at when wanting to get into an opportunity. Like, yeah, it might look cool, but is your audience there? And is there a way for you to actually sell your product, advertise your business? I know a lot of people that do like crypto or cannabis stuff and want to be on Facebook. Well, you're not going to be able to advertise or say anything or reach out because that's not allowed.
Mm-hmm.
So some channels might be better for whatever your business is, but it's possible that any of them can work if you put in the time and the planning and really, figure it out. So if you like this video, why don't you subscribe to our channel? We would really appreciate it, and like this video as well. And if you want some really cool resources and some free tools that you can use, you can go to TorieMathis.com. Got all kinds of great stuff over there for you, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks. If you want to get smart tools to build your business, go to besmartao.com.